Tumbleweed was founded in New Albany, Indiana in 1975. Headquartered in Louisville, Kentucky, Tumbleweed develops, franchises, and operates Southwestern-style restaurants in 8 states and in several countries internationally under the trademark Tumbleweed Southwest Grill. With more than 61 restaurants operating in the United States and others opening internationally, the company is concentrating on accelerating its growth over a period of 18 months. The ad campaign created by Current Marketing is a key component in achieving this goal.
About 3 years ago at Tumbleweed, we made a transition from being a pure Mexican concept to a really more of a Southwest concept, and started focusing on our grill side of the menu rather than on pure Mexican. And so we wanted to make a statement that clearly said, we are not a Mexican restaurant, we're a Southwest restaurant. And so that was a repositioning of our concept. So we had Current Marketing, our marketing agency, work with us to start us in a direction that took us down the road towards a theme that would give us the Southwest look and feel.
After several failed attempts to increase sales, Tumbleweed decided to start fresh. They turned to Current Marketing to create a new marketing strategy. Current Marketing is a leading advertising agency based in Louisville, Kentucky. In August of 2002, Current Marketing was named one of Inc. magazine's 500 fastest-growing private companies in the United States. Operating on a concise mission statement to provide the most effective marketing solutions possible with a given budget, Current Marketing has become the fastest-growing full-service advertising agency in Louisville.
Mexican food in the United States accounts for about 24% of the preference among casual dining users. In order to grow our business, we needed to move beyond Mexican food, beyond Tex-Mex, and take it to a Southwest grill concept. In Louisville today, where our roots are, we're still probably 60% Mexican sales. Outside of Louisville, where our growth opportunities are, in states like Ohio and Wisconsin, we're actually inverse of that, probably 60 or 70% in the American line, in the steaks, ribs, seafood. That required that we expand the concept beyond any hint of Mexican and take it all the way to Southwest.
The focus to go to more steaks and grill and mesquite grilled items, it's a little bit of a challenge because there's a lot of competition out there. There's a lot of people that are steakhouses, and I think what Tumbleweed has to sell is the flavor.
We began at that point to say, all right, now where are we going? What will the strategies be? What should the direction be? And I found that they were very much in tune with my thoughts as to what our creative strategy should be.
Well, the first step in developing the campaign is to develop the overall strategy, a creative platform, if you will, that identifies, here is the promise that we'll make to our consumers, here's how we'll support it. With that document in hand, the creative process begins actually with the creative director, senior art director, a copywriter, and our media strategist, our director of media and research in our case.
Research, which is the beginning of any project that you want to start. You want to understand the people to whom you need to speak, who will either purchase your product or need your service. So before any planning can be made, we have to identify the target qualitatively, who you are, what you buy, why you do that, and quantitatively, how many of you can we reach and how many are out there. Once that starts, and that's promoted by the account person. The account person will come and say, we have this product, we have this need.
As the account executive on the Tumbleweed account at Current Marketing, my function is to serve as the day-to-day point of contact for Tumbleweed. Anytime they need anything, whether it be point of contact with the press, whether it be in-store materials, design of any sort, anything they need, they come to me.
As the creative director for Current Marketing, I have responsibility over each of the creative teams. And the team that works on the Tumbleweed account consists of Chris, who's a copywriter, Katie Miller, who's our account person, and Dennis Bonifer, who's the art director. And I try to give them a lot of room to get together. Before and after we have what we call a kickoff meeting.
The process begins with brainstorming and trying to develop those key ideas that break out of the clutter, that can resonate with the consumer. We fleshed out, in this case, two or three different ideas that we presented. The Tex and Stan approach was the one that was selected.
And we decided that one of the lines that we wanted to use, which is a little risky, is the "Need the Weed" line. And we heard that over and over because people would refer to tumbleweed as the weed. And you know, it's a real difficult challenge, I think, in the agency and marketing business to be edgy, to attract attention, and yet not, you know, have a drug reference there, which was the walk what we were walking with that line. So we decided to work in a cowboy counselor type of theme. We thought, you know, okay, here's how we can use this "Need the Weed." We have a character, a foil, if you will, that is addicted to tumbleweed, and he needs the weed, you know, and then we're going to have this cowboy counselor who's a, you know, soft-spoken Southern gentleman type, and he's going to represent, you know, the smart side of things.
Ain't no doubt about it. God, you need the weed. Tumbleweed!
We needed to promote the higher ticketed items such as ribs, steaks, pork chops, to try and drive our guest sales up and our guest check average up. So that's why we decided to make the move to the new decor package, the new menu, promoting those higher ticketed items a little bit larger on the menu, and promoting the Southwest look within the stores.
One of the things that we've done in working with Tumbleweed is to really make the food the hero. So it's, you know, if you're going to show a steak, you know, it's why show it on the plate with all these other sides and everything else? I mean, let's really show the steak, you know, show it on the grill with the flames lapping up and really get the food up close and, I mean, try to make the food look as sexy as possible. I mean, the burrito, rather than, you know, showing on the top with the sauce, you know, poured across the top, I mean, let's get really up close and personal with the food and, you know, show the melted cheese coming down, you know, and I think it's really done wonders for them as well, because I think it gets the customer more excited about the food.
You're not selling the steak, you're selling the sizzle. So you have to make everything stand out differently. And so you're selling the sizzle of the grill. You're selling the rich, smooth taste of the queso that's on top. And you have to sell every individual aspect of the product to make it successful. So I'm always striving to try to come up with new ways and different ways to say that, and to create images in the reader's mind of a new way of saying something, a new way of thinking about something, and to almost invoke taste in that reader based on the words to move more product for Tumbleweed.
That process involves everything from casting to selecting a production company to developing the final scripts, deciding which food items we would feature in that. In Tumbleweed's case, because we're working with a comparatively limited budget versus our competitors, we had to develop creative materials that could be used over and over again.
What we try to do with Tumbleweed is cut several commercials that we can put new food wells in, because as you know, everyone has a budget, and so we try to be very sensitive to that. So we make these very high-end commercials. We've cut 3 different versions of these commercials, and then we shoot the food wells separately, and we actually shoot those here in Louisville.
Then what is different about the new Tumbleweed menu?
It's a secret, Stan.
What do you mean it's a secret?
I mean, it's San Antonio's secret. It's tasting new dinners at Tumbleweed. But you'll have to come taste them for yourself.
Aw, Tex, you can tell me.
All right, Stan, it's like this. Quick. I like to keep them in suspense. Folks, check out the brand new menu and uncover the great taste of San Antonio secrets at Tumbleweed Southwest Grill.
Tumbleweed!
The current characters that we have for Tumbleweed that we use right now, Tex and Stan, they actually auditioned together. and they were dynamite. I mean, the audition tapes were hysterical in that everyone was trying to play this foil part, and the first commercial we shot was the one about the barbecue sauce on his face. And so people literally came in and put barbecue sauce on their face and dressed up in cowboy attire, and but these two, they worked together, they have worked together before, and they were just perfect.
So, what makes you think you've recovered from your addiction to Tumbleweed's tender, meaty ribs?
I'm clean, Doc. I haven't had tumbleweed ribs in weeks.
You're telling me no more juicy tumbleweed ribs covered in sweet, smoky barbecue sauce? None.
You know, I've never felt better.
You, got a little something there, huh? Don't miss Wild West Wednesdays. All the barbecue ribs and chicken you can eat, only $11.99. Tumbleweed!
With every radio spot we do, it's typically text, cowboy counts, or taking calls from Stan. And you're always trying to think of different ways to do that. And we play with the idea of having Stan change his voice and to sound like a woman trying to entice Tex.
Gather round the campfire, y'all. It's a cowboy counselor, Tex McGraw.
Go ahead, caller, you're on the air.
Hi, Tex.
Stan, is that you?
No, this isn't Stan, but I do have a question for the cowboy counselor.
Okay, ma'am, well, go ahead.
It's bathing suit season, and I just want to eat something light and fulfilling.
No problem, ma'am. Just headed down to Tumbleweed Southwest Grill. Picture this. Spring chicken salad, crisp greens with a fresh fruit on the side, and a hearty helping of chicken salad right in the middle.
What about for a bigger appetite like yours?
I'd go with the new steak and shrimp combo. Juicy steak, tender shrimp.
Tex, maybe you could help me pick out a new bikini.
Well, I'd...
Then you could take me over to Tumbleweed for dinner.
Dang it, Stan.
Gotcha, Tex.
Folks, if you're looking for a fortune of flavor, you need the Weed Summer Gold Rush specials.
When a cowpoke's craving to feed the need, gotta drift on into Tumbleweed.
Tumbleweed!
The direction strategically to change our prototype was really driven by the fact that we were repositioning from Mexican to cowboy to Southwest. And the Southwest decor and ambiance that we've put in the restaurant is also a reflection of moving the level of ambiance up several notches. And we've seen in our general industry that it's going in basically two divergent directions. One is peanut shells on the floor, concrete floors, rough textured lumber and so on, to a much more upscale casual dining experience that features more comfort, more quality in its presentation. Instead of a concrete floor, in our old prototype, we're putting in a beautiful carpet in our new with a textured barbed wire running through it. So it brings out that Southwest feel. The quality of the decor in the guest's mind has something to do with the quality of the food and the quality of the experience. So lifting the level of ambiance has been critical to us.
In addition to changing their overall store look, they wanted to change their image in their marketing message, as well as like menu design and so forth. So one of the things that we did is after we got to see what the new stores were looking like from an exterior point, we actually met with the interior design group. So when we met with the interior designer, we got to look at some of the images that they were going to be, some of the prints that they were going to be hanging in the store to kind of pull some colors from that. So the feel that you got as you were sitting in the restaurant would also reflect on the menus as well.
One of the most important things in crafting a message for a product or a service is to differentiate yourself from the competition. In our case, we chose the heart of what our concept was, which was Southwest, and began to look for those elements that could support that. If you consider Outback as being, Outback Steakhouse, for instance, as being Australian, we decided to leverage the American cowboy as part of our brand and how to differentiate ourselves from the competition.
The creative team creates the product, and then it's the media's job to understand where to put the different creative products to really enhance them. So the media planner then takes that, begins to plan based on numbers. It comes down to numbers. The fact that we were changing the image, we wanted to have as much reach as possible in our bigger markets. So we chose Louisville and Columbus and Cincinnati and Evansville because their television costs are affordable and the number of stores in those locations make for a good return. It now comes down to, if we're selling you lunch, we're going to get you in the morning on your way to work when you're thinking about lunch. We're going to get you when you leave your office at 11 a.m. to get in your car to go get lunch. Or we're going to get you in your office at 10 o'clock. So we buy media between 7 a.m. or radio between 7 a.m. and 1. And in our markets where we couldn't afford television, and radio again was either unaffordable or very locally focused, so it didn't hit our stores, we went to a print, a full-page print. And as marketing in any media, it's all a test to see if it's going to work.
We think it's important to involve the frontline people at the restaurant level in our campaign. That's what Current Track allows us to do as well, because a general manager can pull down artwork, share that with his wait staff, share that with the hostess at the door, because at the end of the day, it's those people. It is the hostess, it is the server who are Tumbleweed to our customers.
You know, we save our client money. Tumbleweed doesn't pay overnight charges to get a radio spot on the air. They don't pay overnight charges for a newspaper ad. We simply post the PDF to the site and we give our vendors passwords so that they can download that information.
Once the messages were developed and the promotional periods were set, it took us approximately 6 months to begin to see results from the new campaign. The thought that you can put a commercial or break a new campaign and get immediate results is not likely. You've got to build repetition. Our rule of thumb, our measure, is that the potential consumer needs to hear the message a minimum of 3 times within a campaign cycle, a 13-week cycle, to be able to respond to that. Our levels today are pretty remarkable for the markets in which we compete. We're probably in the top 3 in every one of the markets in terms of unaided and aided awareness. Our sales levels are continuing to increase despite the economic softness that we've come through, and we're very pleased with what Texan Stand have brought to Tumbleweed Southwest Grill.
We think marketing is a key component. Obviously, you have to have the product and the service to deliver it, but marketing delivers the guest to the door. And so we rely heavily and put a lot of focus on our marketing program and credit it with much of our success.
Well, that's about all the time I got for now. Remember, when you're looking for good food and good fun, you need the weed. Tumbleweed Southwest Grill.
When a cowpoke's craving to feed the